Tuesday, everybody. Oh, this is great. Good to see you all, and I mean that, some of you. So how about some economic news? I know it sounds boring, but it's important. But also Larry Kudlow is here, and we have to justify the car service and the free meal. Those frozen pizza rolls add up. Not to mention the back rub I just gave him in my office. You know, Larry, how about shaving that jungle once in a while? Yeah.
Whenever I sit close to you, this is what happens.
It does. Your magnetism is overpowering. All right, so inflation is bad. It's really bad. Prices are still up 10% from last year, with Dallas, the Twin Cities, and Baltimore suffering the biggest increases. It's so bad in Texas that Fort Worth is now Fort Worthless. It's so bad in Dallas, a 10-gallon hat now holds only 8. The Twin Cities added a third city to cover the rent. And Baltimore? Well, Baltimore sucks. I mean, it doesn't matter. But how bad is it across the board? Well, have you had breakfast lately? At bed and breakfast, it costs more for the Eggs Benedict than the bed. Couples are saving up for a weekend getaway to Denny's. But after witnessing high egg prices, Americans are now opting to raise their own chickens to avoid the pain in the wallet. It's true. I'm sitting on 3 nests in my office alone for a variety of reasons. The price for a carton of eggs is up 60% year over year, according to the latest Consumer Price Index. If this trend continues all the way to Halloween, vandals will throw something less expensive, like iPhones. But eggs are just one example out of a ton of items that eat further into Americans' budgets than they did a few years ago. Meanwhile, 8 million Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, and they make more than $100,000 a year, which used to be the income threshold for living the American dream or for Cat to return a guy's calls. So how is this possible? Well, it's something called inflation, which eats away at your earnings like Anna Navarro through a graham cracker crust. Sorry, Ann, you're my new Stelter. For now, anyway. We'll see how it works out. Doesn't work out, I'm dumping you. So your paycheck will say one thing, but the store shelves and the gas pump just laughs. In Joe Biden's economy, your pay stub is shrinking like your junk in a cold plunge. Ooh. It's a man's joke. Meanwhile, gas prices have jumped for 5 straight weeks, and like Pelosi's eyebrows, unlikely to drop soon. You know, that's bad news for Larry. He bathes every morning in Sunoco 2000. And the ethanol keeps his coat shiny and clean. And what's our president up to? I mean, other than reading at a 4th grade level? Good question. While our economy is going to hell in a Prius, he's touting e-vehicle tax credits, tweeting out an old pic of him in a luxury Hummer from 2021. FYI, it happens to be a vehicle that gets 1 wheel revolution to the gallon. Way to lead by example, stupid. And high gas prices, he doesn't mind those. He's got the key to Amtrak.
Anytime I see a train door open, I head for it. I used to about 15% of the time ride with the engineers, for real. And I'm the only guy that I'm aware of when I stopped riding Amtrak that had a key to get in the back.
That's a great story, Grandpa.
I mean, really?
Tell us more, like how the Pan Am pilots used to let you fly the plane blindfolded when you were 12. And how you once steered a homemade submarine from Okinawa to Palm Springs and Corn Pop was your first mate. Or about that 3-hour tour on that little yacht with Gilligan. How about it, Joe?
Nobody rides Amtrak like me, man. Nobody. And I got my special key. This is my own special seat, man. Nobody else's. It's all mine. You know why? Because I got my key. This is my special room. Nobody knows about it except me, man. It's all mine. It's another place I get a lot of work done. You know why? Because I have the key.
That was beautiful. With leadership like that, it's no surprise Americans are fed up with the government and inflation. A new Gallup poll, the kind conducted by horses, Larry, finds that more Americans name the government as the nation's top problem, with inflation coming in second place. So this shouldn't be surprising to anyone who took a basic econ class. Sorry, Kat, you're going to have to sit this part out. But it's pretty simple. You print lots of money, money becomes less valuable, so you need more of it to pay for stuff. There were sensible people pointing out the folly of all this, but they were outnumbered. And not just by Democrats, but Republicans too. They threw so much cash around, drunken sailors got concerned. But to be fair, how much choice did they have? During COVID, if you didn't say yes to every so-called solution or plan, you were deemed evil. I didn't mind because I've been called evil since that time my head spun completely around during my baptism. But if you raised any objections to moratoriums on rent or trillions in stimulus, it was clear you wanted people to live on the streets or die from disease. So we can point fingers at Joe, we can point fingers at Trump, but we also got to look in the mirror. We made this bed of worthless money and we got to lie in it. Just think of it as an orgy with former presidents, and when we wake up, there won't be any eggs for breakfast. Let's welcome tonight's guest. He's got more money than the Tooth Fairy. Host of Kudlow on Fox Business, Larry Kudlow. She knows political campaigns like I know varicose veins. My legs are a roadmap. Republican strategist Aaron Perini. His name is Dye, which is ironic because he kills. Comedian Jeff Dye. It's like they always say, you can take the girl out of Detroit, but you'll probably get arrested for kidnapping. Fox News contributor Kat Tim. Larry, I know you're probably still basking in the brilliance of that monologue.
Good, good.
Oh, thank you.
It was on target. Nailed it.
that's
Too much money chasing too few goods.
Well, let me ask you this, okay? I think I could be an economist. My theory is, can't you just print more money? Because let's say it costs $10 for a carton of eggs, and then it becomes $10 per egg. Just raise everyone's salary and print more money. You could do this forever, and then you just have an equilibrium. Can you do that?
You kind of was okay, more or less, before the equilibrium part.
Yeah.
You have to walk through that for me. Yes. There is a statute of limitation on these things.
Yes.
And by the way, part of it's politics. Mm-hmm. So people are very unhappy. Mm-hmm. And they're unhappy with inflation. Mm-hmm. And they're unhappy with high interest rates. And they're unhappy with what looks to be a pending recession. And it may be a difficult recession. I don't like to say that. I like to be the optimist.
Yeah.
But right now, the tea leaves are not looking good. Even the tea is very, very expensive.
That is true. I stopped drinking tea.
Yeah.
That's just straight gin. Are we going to have a really bad recession as bad as the 70s?
It is possible. It is possible. But some of it depends on, whether budget restraint kicks back in, whether the federal government stops attacking businesses or oil and gas, whether Joe Biden can figure out, that Hummer he was in didn't even qualify for his own electric vehicle tax credit.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Really.
Yeah, Joe, just let Hunter deal with the Hummers.
Yes.
I don't know I would say he likes big cars. Jesus. And all right, Aaron, what's up with the eggs?
I don't, there's a number of things. There was an avian flu outbreak, right? We had to kill a lot of chickens. The price of eggs have gone up substantially.
We had to choke a lot of chickens.
Well, this audience tonight, oh my goodness.
I'm sorry. That's my last sexual innuendo for this moment.
That's right.
We did. We did choke a lot of chickens.
Yeah, we did.
A long pandemic.
Yes, it was.
Also, inflation is a direct result of the failure of the Biden agenda and the Biden economy, right? And he talks about how Ukraine and the war is part of the reason that costs are going up. That's also a direct result of Joe Biden's geopolitical failures, right? If he hadn't capitulated to Putin on Nord Stream 2 and gifted him a pipeline to be able to circumvent Ukraine, we likely wouldn't have a war. We likely wouldn't be having him be able to use that as an excuse for inflation, although we know the outrageous spending we saw in D.C. is a direct reflection of the inflation the American people are facing. And that's why no one trusts government. Inflation's a problem, immigration's a problem, and it's the result of Democrat policies in D.C.
All righty. All right. Jeff, welcome back to the program. I know that you were on the show that got bumped during the hurricane.
Yeah, my friends didn't even believe me.
Yes,
I
exactly.
was like, I'm going to be on tonight. They're like, no, we didn't see you.
Yes, exactly. I hope that doesn't happen again, although the weather does look very bad. So this probably won't air again, and you'll never see the light of TV.
Friends will just remain believing I'm a liar.
What do you make of the chicken situation? Have you been thinking about this? Have you noticed when you have your brunch?
No. I'm a single 40-year-old man. You could tell me eggs were $1,000. I'd be like, that checks out, right? I don't know. It's a lot of cereal and bagel bites on my. It's like a single dad's Thanksgiving at my house.
Yes, but without the kids.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, maybe you guys should consider what California's doing. Our politicians are very, very good. You know, we don't worry about this inflation stuff. We don't worry how much eggs cost. We just you can steal it and then take it out of the store and no one will do anything about it.
Yeah, that's true. That is
They can't
true.
get you. Just steal it.
That is true. We're suckers for complaining about the price of eggs. We should just take them.
Jack 'em, dude.
And they're not locked up.
Yeah.
The eggs are not locked up. You can just go and, you know what, just grab one if you want.
Yeah, what are they going to enforce stealing? No,
Yeah, exactly.
dude, they're
No one's
busy.
going to want to chase you over an egg.
Yeah, they're busy with COVID stuff.
Okay, that's so weak. That is so busy. Egg looting.
Yeah.
Ah, you know what? We really blew it tonight. We could have done an egg looting skit.
Next time.
Next
when I'm
time.
back.
Yeah, this problem isn't going away. Much like you, Kat.
What's going on here?
That was a compliment. So, you obviously, as a libertarian, find this spending to be insane. It really is theft when you think about it, because, like, for
You don't have
example,
to think about it that hard.
Yeah.
I make money, they take it.
yes, but
That's stealing.
But inflation is this other beast that takes it too.
Yeah.
And yet people don't think about it because they don't see it. I had somebody ask me what inflation was, and I said, Kilmeade, you have to get it together. You're on a morning talk show. I know it doesn't matter. It's Fox and Friends. But you see my point. Like, people don't see inflation until it's too late.
Right, and you're right. The entire time we're saying, hey, we're spending kind of a lot of money here. You know, they say we're evil people. We want everyone to get sick and die. When in reality, there are very few people I want to get sick and die.
Yes.
Probably no one.
Well,
a few.
One on this panel.
A few. But this whole article, like, how bad are things that people are like, the solution is buying a bunch of chickens?
Yeah.
How do you get there?
Yeah.
Like, the article was like, and then people realized it's harder than you thought. Who thought it would be easy?
Yeah.
And also, like, congrats on having a yard.
Yeah, I know. Throw that in our face.
Yeah, like, if I wanted to set up a chicken coop, I would have nowhere to do it.
Yeah, you should, though, in your apartment. That would be hilarious. Because you have a cat and a dog, and you can have a little chicken.
Yeah, they're like, they're not saving any money by raising the chicken.
How many eggs does a chicken produce? Does
Not a
anybody
lot
know?
in the cold
Millions,
weather.
dude.
Millions?
I don't know.
What's a chicken?
I think it's like millions.
Is it a free-range chicken?
I don't know. No, it's how can you have a free-range chicken in an apartment, Larry?
Oh, that just means the.
It's not caged.
The cage is just an inch longer.
Wouldn't it be funny if we find out that they love cages?
Yeah.
We've been wrong the whole time. Been wrong the whole time about cages.
But the trick is, this could have been so easily avoided. You know,
How so?
There's a lot of pain that's going to happen here, and people are furious at Washington in general, Biden in particular. Look, go back to your first thing. Too much money chasing too few goods. Okay, You're right. What if you produced more? What if you created lower taxes for a change? What if you produced more goods and services for a change? What if you grew the economy and had a genuine prosperity? You wouldn't worry about inflation. It would go away, which is what it's supposed to do. That's the trouble. The country is stagnant. It hasn't grown in 25 years. It's not
Neither have I.
good. It's not good. It could have been avoided.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.